Okay, back on online here now, and we just have the Richmond Cares catcher, Fetu Beatty, at bat. He's just fouled the first pitch he faced from Ben Watts off. Boston Carton made base on an infield error, so one down. And a playback there. Carton just beats the throw of Josh Lubieski, the catcher for Papanui. And 0-2 count now on Beatty. Down low, so good to see Josh Lubieski behind the dish catching for Papanui today. He has caught quite a lot in the past, particularly in junior representative grades, including the junior Black Sox, but principally an outfielder now and a top order hitter, although he's going to be having a bit of a break down the order today at number 8. And the ball overthrown at second base, allowing Carton to make base safely. Backed up well in right field by Adam Woon. And on that fielder's choice, Fetu Beatty goes to 1. Up now, Papamutu, the first baseman for the Blinders. Straight through the zone. One and one the count. Swing and a miss. And the umpires conferred, decide no swing by Mutu, who did appear to check that swing, so hold off the pitch. So 2-2 the count. And full count now. Runners 1 and 2. One down. And Watts strikes back and strikes out Mutu for his first K of the game, 2 down, leaving the runners at 1 and 2. Up now the RKS third baseman, Marek Osteron. And a fastball through the middle by Watts for the leading strike. And a bit of zip on that too, so he beats the bat of Osteron, and 2 strikes in favour of Watts. Fouled off, so Osteron stays alive. Butterillo fields the bounce off the backstop netting. And strike called on the outside corner. Back-to-back Ks for Ben Watts as he retires Richmond Cares with no score. So just a reminder while we're waiting for the change of innings here that we're in the middle of a two-day, if you like, mini tournament of men's premiership games. So a double round for the premier teams, and this game will be followed by a 5 p.m. clash between the top of the table teams, Papanui Tigers and the PCU Devils, which should be one to watch. Some of the Devils sitting up in the on the balcony here watching this game and picking up a few pointers on Papanui before they meet them at 5 p.m. So the defensive lineup running through that for RKS Blinders. On the mound we'll have Blake Holt. He'll be pitching to Fetu Beatty. At first base Papamutu. At second base Daniel Chiplin. At third Marek Osteron. At shortstop will be Levi Beatty. At left field Blake Knighton. In centre field Boston Carton. And over in right field Josh Jones. Papanui's batting lineup today led off by Drew Delatour, the centre fielder. Ant Stewart to follow at number 2. Then Marshall Cronk, the designated player who's batting for Ben Watts, the Australian international MVP of the last Softball World Cup in Auckland. Mitchell Finney at number 4, Adam Woon 5, Tyron Bartarillo at 6, Jaden Britt at 7, Josh Levajewski at 8, and Caleb Stewart 9. And base hit bunt there by Drew Delatour, who just beats out the throw of Blake Holt doing his own fielding on the mound. Good play all round. Good effort by Blake Holt, but Delatour has too much wheels for that, so he's safe at first, bringing up Ant Stewart. And he'll be followed by Marshall Cronk in the number 3 slot. And Delatour steals, no bunt attempt there, so a successful steal to second base. And Stewart gets the first hit to the outfield of the day. That'll score Delatour from second. And an RBI single there for the veteran Papanui hitter, Anthony Stewart. Up now, Marshall Cronk. Strike on the outside corner. And Cronk is about to fly out there to right field. Josh Jones takes the catch, holds Stewart at 1, but the overthrow will allow Stewart to go to second base after all. So 1 down. And up now, Mitchell Finney, left-handed hitter. The commuting shortstop from Dunedin, comes up most weeks to play for Papanui, and strike call. And strike two. So good start here by Blake Holt, pitching to the left-handed Finney. Mutu recovers to get Finney at first base, but on the play, Stewart advances to 3. Up now, Adam Wern, a pitcher from Hawke's Bay who's on the Papanui roster. Going to be playing for them at the Club Nationals here in Christchurch in March. Former junior Black Sox pitcher and has been in the Black Sox training squad. So a couple of waste pitches there by Blake Holt. And strike on the corner, so good pitch there by Holt to come back. 3-1 now. And Wern picks the walk. So runners on the corners. First walk of the ball game. Brings up Tyron Bartarillo, batting at number 6, which is quite low in the order for Bartarillo, a 3-time world champion, once with Australia and twice with the Black Sox. And straight steal second base. Stewart comes off, tests the throw, but he's back safely. So you can presume by the placement of Bartarillo at number 6 that Papanui are kind of juggling their batting order today, perhaps giving a chance for other hitters to get more at-bats, which is not a bad idea with big games coming up. And strike call. 1-2 the count. Two and two, and Bartarillo not interested in swinging at something out of the zone. Full count now. First base open and potentially 2 RBIs out there, so they'll probably pitch around Tyron Bartarillo. Won't want to throw one down the middle, but they have, and Bartarillo hits that ball over the fence. Oh, no, No, the Papanui team are complaining that, but it has been called foul. It was very close to the yellow pole there in right field. Some sports will be calling for the VAR there, but we don't have one of those at Dynasty Ballpark. And the umpires do confer, and Tyrone Bartarillo awaits the outcome as to whether he has hit a home run, one of numerous in his career, or whether he is back in the batter's box because of a foul ball. And the foul ball is the call. One thing you can gather from this whole incident is that it's pretty unlikely that Blake Holt will want to come down the middle again to Tyrone Bartarillo. And Bartarillo collects the walk to load the bases. Not a bad outcome for RKS, who ticket tonight. So the new hitter here is Jaden Britt, who hits up the middle, but and scooped up well there by Levi Beattie, but unable to take the out at second, which would have ended the inning. And in that process of that play, 2 runners score. So we now have a 3-0 lead to Papanui. So Ant Stewart scores there, along with Adam Woon. So up now, Josh Lubiejewski, the catcher for Papanui. And Luby hits the shortstop. Levi Beattie should take this out, and he does. Papamutu collects the ball, ends the inning, but Papanui lead 3-0. So just running through the Papanui defensive lineup. We didn't have time to do that at the top of the game, but Ben Watts on the mound, pitching to Josh Lubiejewski. At first base, Tyrone Bartarillo. At second, we have Jaden Britt. At third, in fact, they may have switched over. Looks like Jaden Britt has moved over to third base, and Caleb Stewart at second. And at shortstop, we have Mitchell Finney. In left field, Anthony Stewart. In centre field, Drew Delator. And in right field, Adam Woon. So Papanui coach Carl McElroy just juggling his playing resources. He's got a couple of Black Sox men in the dugout there, and Jackson Watt and Cullen Bishop. So the other subs for this game, I imagine they'll be in the starting lineup for the next game against the PCU Devils. And it's Levi Beattie to lead off the RKS Blinders second innings with Josh Jones on deck. Swing and a miss. So fouled off an 0-2 count in favour of Ben Watts. And Caleb Stewart did really well there. He had to wait up on that ball, which was like a kind of pull cue shot. It just came off the end of the bat and spun out very slowly to second base. And he scooped it up and almost dive passed it over to Tyrone Bartarillo for the out. So one down. Josh Jones up to bat, the right fielder. Ball one. And Watts comes back with a strike, 1-1. Swing and a miss. And strikeout called on the corner, so that goes in the book as a KC, and that's the third strikeout of the game so far for Ben Watts. Brings up now the designated player, Craig Hall. So Craig Hall batting for the pitcher Blake Holt, and he'll be followed by the number 9 hitter Blake Knighton. And pitch on the outside is Watts now moves the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Hall just holds off that, so 2-2. Swing and a miss. So the second strikeout of the inning and fourth of the game for Ben Watts, who's finding a real groove here so far this afternoon. So Papanui hold on to that 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the second inning, with their number 9 hitter Caleb Stewart will be leading off. So just a reminder that we're getting near the kind of business end of the domestic softball season, with the NFC championships next weekend in Wellington. Well, they start on Thursday, and the Canterbury Red Sox men will be playing there, and the Canterbury Red Hawks women. And then around about mid-March, we'll be hosting the men's National Open Club Championships here in Christchurch, and the women's tournament will be held in the North Island. So the best men's club teams coming to Christchurch for that tournament, and some of our own will be having definite title aspirations. The Papanui Tigers, who've been in 2 finals in the last 5 5 or 6 years, and PCU Devils, who made the final last year. Great effort by a young squad. Blake Holt starts off with a strike. The attempt at a running bunt by Caleb Stewart, but he cannot quite connect with the ball. So Holt head 0-2. And Stewart grounds out to Marek Osteron at third base. So a good start there by RKS. They get the lead off better. They now have to face the top of the order, and Drew Delator, who set the tone in the first inning with that very slick running bunt for a base hit. He'll be followed by Ant Stewart, who got an RBI single to left field. So strike one. And Drew fouls that one off. Sort of going almost kind of opposite field, if you like, to third base. The left-handed hitter normally drops that bunt somewhere between 1 and 2, or in front of the pitcher. And strike out. That's the first of the game for Blake Holt, and good confidence booster for him. That's 2 down now, and Ant Stewart up to bat. So Ant Stewart, the most experienced local player in the Papanui team. Tyron Bartarillo, of course, has a few years on him, but Ant's been around the scene for a long time with various clubs in Christchurch. He's quite well settled at Papanui now, and long-time Canterbury Red Sox infielder, catcher. Very valuable player to have in your squad. 1-1. Two balls, one strike. Ooh. And ouch, that ball cannons off the pitcher Blake Holt, who appears to be all right. He's taken his place on the mound and given the thumbs up to his coach. But the ball strikes the pitcher. It's live, of course, and as it bounced away from the fielders, Ant Stewart was able to scramble to second base. So that's Stewart's second hit of the game. And up now, Marshall Cronk, who hits the ball straight to centre field, where the catch is taken really well there by Boston Carton, sorry. So a good sprawling dive there by Carton, secures the ball off the bat of Cronk and retires Papanui without any addition to the score. So a good inning there by RKS, and particularly good for Blake Holt, who he did give up that one hit, a direct hit on him, unfortunately, but he was pitching pretty well in that inning to shut Papanui out. So Ant Stewart appears to be coming out of the game in left field, and it looks like the replacement is Cohen Bishop. So Ben Watts takes his warm-up pitch. It's good to see Ben back on the mound regularly. He missed a fair chunk of the opening half of the season while he was rehabbing from a arm injury, I think to the bicep area, but he certainly looks like he is back to full fitness and just coming into some form for the run into the NFC and then also the Club Nationals. So strike one to Ben Watts. So this hitter is Blake Knighton, the number 9 hitter for the Blinders. He'll be followed by top of the order Daniel Chiplin. And strikeout number 5 of the game for Watts to lead off the top of the third. A lot of calling out there in the outfield, but Adam Wing quite rightly calls everybody off. That's my ball in right field, he says, and takes the catch. Off the batter Chiplin, 2 down. Up now Boston Carton, who's had a pretty good game, made base by forcing an infield error and took a great diving catch there in centre field. He attempts to hit to the opposite field but fouls off. Go. Go. And strike 2. And waste pitch on the outside by Watts. Two and two. Ben Watts is pretty convinced that was a strike. He was heading to the dugout, but the umpire is the only arbiter of that, and Boston Carton stays alive in the batter's box. This time Watts can head to the dugout with the second strikeout of the inning. That's number 6 of the game, so he's averaging 2 per inning so far. So as Blake Holt takes his warm-up pitches, just running through the first 3 hitters in this inning for the Papanui Tigers will be Mitchell Finney leading off. Adam Woon will follow, and Tyron Barterillo number 3 in the order for this particular stanza of the game. And Finney grounded out in the first at bat for this game. And just a umpire shaking off the ball that just sort of struck him. Appears to be okay. Holding up the fingers for the call. 1-1. And 3-1 now, the count on Finney. Mitch Finney is the guy you probably want to try and keep off the base paths if you can if you're RKS. He's very fast. And he picks a walk, so he gives Papanui a lead-off runner. And up now Adam Woon, who picked a walk himself at his first 2-bat of the game. Swing and a miss. Playback attempt there by Fetu Beatty, but Finney's alert to that and remains at first base. Good to see Beatty though challenging the runner, particularly one of the pace of Finney. And Woon hits to the fence in left field, and Finney will score. So Finney was stealing on that pitch, got the extra momentum, and scores on the stand-up double by Adam Woon. So 4-0 now. Up now Tyron Barterillo, who will be looking to get his first hit of the game after picking a walk at his previous trip to the plate. So Barterillo just laying off the pitches outside his zone. Experienced hitter, very dangerous hitter, and a guy who was still in the Black Sox for the last World Cup qualifying tournament in Canada in 2024, and I imagine he still has aspirations to be back there this year for the World Cup finals. 40 years old now, but still playing good ball, particularly in the batter's box, and a wealth of experience. Hangs his bat up and picks his second walk of the ball game, which will bring up Jaden Britt. So none down, runners at 1 and 2. Jaden Britt to bat. Capable hitter and smart judge of pitching. Almost a forward defensive cricket shot offered there by Jaden Britt. Ball fouled off, so that's 2 strikes. Britt happy just to foul off and stay alive. And Britt holds off that, so turn 2. And the ball unable to be secured for the back half of the what would have been a double play. And Woon scores on that. So Bartarillo was taken out at second base, but Britt scampers to 1 on the overthrow, if you like, at first base. One and one on Josh Lubajewski, the catcher for Papanui today, normally an outfielder. So Luby, as he's known, has had a couple of good batting seasons for Papanui, and that's generally earned him a promotion up to the near the top of the order. Done well at tournaments around the country, and certainly a battle that any pitcher can't take lightly. Two and two now the count on Josh Lubajewski, the number 8 hitter in the order for Papanui. He stays alive. So Papanui 5-0 lead with runner at first base. Well in command of this ball game, as you'd expect from the competition leaders. And a full count now. And a wild pitch there through the dish area. It allows Lubajewski to make base. Britt to advance to 2. So RKS just conferring there on their defensive options. They'll be anxious to maybe pick up a double play. They've got an option there. They've got a force play to 3. Potentially a double play on the offing. Sometimes the easiest double play in this situation is second and back over to first. So Caleb Stewart again on the move there, but unable to put the ball into fair territory. So got a piece, but couldn't direct it into the infield. So 0-1. And the ball hits Stewart, so he strolls down the 3, loads the bases, brings up the top of the order hitter Drew Delatour, and that means that Callum Bishop, the substitute for Ant Stewart, will be on deck. So ball 1. And strike called, so the count now 3-1. And okay, yes, looking for a couple of outs to get out of the inning. Drew fells off, so that'll be a full count. Pressure pitch now with bases loaded. Full count. And they settle just for the 1 out, which allows Jaden Britt to score the 6th run of the game for Papanui. So no chance of getting Britt out at the plate, but this time they elect just to take the out at second base and not attempt the double. So so it's Josh Lubajewski who is taken out at second. Callum Bishop swings and misses on his first swing of the game. Bishop swings up, fouls off. Ball 1, strike 2. So Callum Bishop, Black Sox outfielder, very handy first baseman, all-round ball player. He good speed around the bases, can hit for the cycle, bunter, slapper, power hitter. But this time he's going to ground out to second base, and RKS get out of the inning, but they've conceded 3 runs, and that now means a 6-0 lead to the Papanui Tigers. So Ben wants to continue on the mound for Papanui, so possibly an indication that he'll throw the whole game and that they'll look to use either Adam Woon or Marshall Cronk, maybe the latter in the later game against PCU. So Papanui very handy pitching staff, and they possibly see that as a key point of difference for them at the Club Nationals. Very few teams will have 3 pitchers of that calibre, and having Cronk in the squad is a real game changer, because not only is he a international class pitcher, he's also a world class hitter. So adding Cronk to the batting lineup alongside Mezes, Bardarillo, Bishop, Jackson Watt and Mitchell Finney makes Papanui a real threat. Equally, Richmond Cares, PCU Devils, who were playing in the late game, are also a fairly handy lineup now nationally, so should be a lot of interest in that tournament locally in March when we host the Club Nationals here. In the meantime, if you're interested in women's softball, and everybody who's a softball fan should be, there's a couple of games featuring the Canterbury Redhawks tomorrow. They're playing a team coached by Richie Ellison from the Riccarton Maidens Club, comprised of imports and some former Canterbury representatives. So that should be a really handy game. They had a series in early December, and it was some of the best women's softball we've had here for several years. So 10 a.m. tomorrow and noon tomorrow. Get along and have a look. Swing signal. So 1-1. Fetu Beatty, the catcher, is the hitter. So Ben Watts fires down a low strike, gets the call. And the loosener pitch blocked well by Lubajewski there. Full count now, so Fidubiti coming back well here in the count, giving himself a chance of being the Blinders' lead-off runner. And a walk picked by Beattie. That is, I believe, yep, the first walk of the game, dished up by Watts. So good work by Whitu Beattie to come back from behind in the count to picking a walk and giving the Blinders a sniff of their first run of the game. So Papamutu, the clean-up hitter and first baseman. Ball one, strike one. And Mutu smites the first safe hit of the game off the bat of Papamutu. First safe hit for the RKS Blinders, of course. It struck the first base, which meant it's alive, so it struck the white base. And on the play, Whitu Beattie was able to scamper around, narrowly evade the tag in the eyes of the umpires. In the eyes of the Papanui Tigers, Campy was out, but they don't have the say, and the umpires confer, and they are adamant that Whitu Beattie is safe at third base. So on that play, Papamutu moved to two. So RKS now with two runners in scoring position, and Marek Osteron, the Czech Republic player, at bat. So Watts fires a fastball down. And strike number two.
Come on, Mara! Come on, Mara! Come on, Mara! Come on now, Mara! Go, go, go! Good boy, Mara! Come on! Mara!
Ball one, strike two. And strike out. So runners remain at 2 and 3. So it's the first out of the inning though for the Tigers. So brings up now Levi Beattie, the shortstop for the Blinders. So if Beattie hits safely, he'll score his brother Fetu from third base, and possibly also the back runner, Mutu.
Come on, Levi! Come on, Levi, man! Come on, Levi! Come on, Levi! Stay there, Levi!
And the umpire judges that Levi Beattie did swing at that, so 1 ball, 2 strikes now.
One ball! Levi, come on now, Levi! Come on, Levi!
And he strikes out on the inside, so back-to-back Ks now for Watts. Up now, Josh Jones, the Blinders right fielder. That will mean Craig Hall, the DP, on deck. So 2 down. No change in the score. 2 runners in scoring position. And a fast ball thrown with some velocity there by Ben Watts. One of the quicker pitches he's held today. One and one.
One ball, 1 strike. Come on, Johnny!
Swing and a miss, so some of the Blinders batters just starting to chase pitches sort of out of the zone and
One ball, 2 strike.
making the job a bit easier for Watts, so a bit of plate discipline will help them greatly. Two and two.
2 ball, 2 strike. Come on, Johnny! Come on, Johnny!
And a fiercely hit drive there by Josh Jones at Bardarillo at first base. He couldn't hold it. THTH we used to call it in the old days, too hot to handle. So on that hit, the lead runner Fetu Beattie scores. Papamutu moves to 3. Runners on the corners now, and Craig Hall to bat. So that's 2 safe hits for the inning now, and for the game for RKS. Craig Hall, the left-handed batter, swings at a pitch on the outside for him. Be anxious to score the runner at third, Mutu. Swing and a miss. Oh. And the out unable to be taken there, and in the infield. So the subsequent error means that RKS scored 2 runs on that play. So we now have a 6-3 ball game, which means we're more likely to be heading to a regulation 7 innings than we were an inning ago. strike down the middle. So Ben Watts won't be happy with giving up 3 runs in this inning,
Go, Noddy. Come on, Noddy, man. Come on.
particularly after he looked to be beating the bat quite well. So
Go, Noddy.
ball on the inside.
Go, Billy. Here we go.
Papanui had made a fielding switch, so it was Drew Delatorre at second base involved in that last play, and
Noddy. Come on, Noddy.
Caleb Stewart's come out of the game, and the replacement in centre field is Jackson Watt. So ball 1, strike 2 on Blake Knighton, the number 9 hitter, looking to get another RBI.
Good, Noddy. Thank you, Noddy. Good, Noddy. Good, Noddy. Good, Noddy. Good, Noddy. Come on, young man. Come on, 1-5. Come on, 1-5. Noddy. Stay there, man. Come on, Noddy. Come on, Noddy. Come on, Noddy. Come on, 1-5. Go get one here, man. Good, Noddy. Good goal, baby.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on. Come on, Noddy. Come on, Noddy.
Yeah, nice hit there by Knighton, but the sting was taken off by Ben Watts, who just slowed it down enough for Finney to get the out at first base. But not before the RKS Blinders have scored 3 runs and stormed back into the ball game. They now trail 6-3 after 4 innings. Well, we're going into the bottom half of the 4th. And a pitching change being made here by RKS. So they have taken off their starting pitcher Blake Holt, the right-hander, and bringing in just going to check this pitching change. So back in business here, the relief pitcher is the left-handed Josh Jones from previously playing in right field. So he has taken over from Blake Holt. So Papanui's seen a pitcher from the left side now. And fairly tough introduction for Josh Jones. He's facing Marshall Cronk, one of the best hitters in the world, so no pressure. Ball 2. Cronk hits straight back to Jones, and he does his own fielding, takes the out over at first base. So a good start by Josh Jones on the mound. Up now Mitchell Finney, lefty against lefty. And Finney swings at the rising delivery. And fouls off. So the conventional wisdom is usually that the left-handed pitcher has an advantage over a left-handed hitter, but with a batter of Mitch Finney's calibre, that may be negated. Finney holds off that pitch and shows nerves of steel as it's called a ball. And Finney drives to a safe hit to right field, so he, if you like, confounds that theory about lefty hitters being dominated by lefty pitchers. Picks up the first single off the relief pitcher Jones. Just went with the ball where it was pitched on the inside and drove it down into right field. Up now Adam Woon, who has had a walk and a stand-up double today. And Finney steals on that pitch, which was a strike, so 1-1. And Woon's second consecutive hit will score Finney for the Tigers' 7th run. And Woon shows a bit of wheels to beat that throw out at second base. So picks himself up another double there and another RBI. So 2 hits, 2 RBIs for the day for Adam Woon, who principally is known as a pitcher, but proving his batting prowess here today. So Tyron Bartarillo looking for his first hit after picking 2 walks earlier. Narrowly close to a out of the park home run, but the ball adjudged to have drifted foul. Oh, and 2 now. That ball had a real spin in it, but it spun directly back into the glove of Jones, who takes his second assist of the inning. So 2 down. Jaden Britt up. Adam Woon now at third base on that fielder's choice. So wild pitch goes into the backstop netting, but bounces back and doesn't allow Woon to score. Nice trap by Marek Oster on, and he takes the out well at first base. So the side retired, but there wasn't another run in that inning to Mitchell Finney. Driven in off the bat of Adam Woon. So 7-3 to Papanui after 4 completed innings, going now into the top of the 5th. And Ben Watts to continue. Which, as we indicated earlier, probably means that either Woon or Cronk will pitch the next game. So Cronk's a Queenslander. He's in his second season with Papanui. Flies in and out, plays a few games, particularly on these double rounds, to get the requisite 7 games to qualify to play at the Club Nationals. It's a rule that's in place to stop teams bringing over imports just for the weekend. But if you're lucky enough to see the 2022 Softball World Cup in Auckland, either at Rosedale Park as a spectator or on Whakata Māori TV, you would have seen that Marshall Cronk was one of the standouts of that tournament as the Australian men's team won the gold medal. Their second gold medal, they won earlier in 2019 when Tyron Butterillo, was a member of that squad. So how does Tyron get to play for Australia and New Zealand? Well, he's Australian born, but he's been settled in Christchurch probably getting on to 20 years, certainly over 15, and became a New Zealand citizen and is a 2-time gold medalist with the Black Sox. Catch judged well there by Woon, who's having a pretty good all-round game. A couple of nice catches in right field and 2 hits. So Daniel Chiplin out on that outfield fly. Boston Carton now up to bat. And swing is called after the check with the base umpire Dave Fortin.
Come on, boss! Come on, boss!
So ball 1, strike 2 on the left-handed Carton.
Come on, boss! Come on, 1! Come on, 1!
2 and 2.
Come on, Benny. Watch it. Watch it out. Come on, boss!
Ben Watts now makes the count 2 and 2 with that pitch outside the plate to the left-handed hitting Carton.
Come on, boss!
And strike called. So strikeout number 9 of the game for Watts. 2 down, and we'll bring up Fetu Beatty. So Fetu Beatty, who picked the walk and ended up scoring the Blinders' first run of the game in the last inning. This time he swings, misses. And strikeout number 10 of the game for Watts, and his second in a row in this inning. So the score remains 7-3 going into the bottom of the 5. So the blinders to continue with Josh Jones, the lefty, on the mound. Sometimes you see a relief pitcher come in just to complete an innings, but he's staying in here, and that's probably a wise call. And warm-up pitches completed. That means we'll see Josh Lubiejewski to go into the batter's box to face the pitching of Josh Jones. So Josh v Josh. And on deck will be Jackson Watt for his first at-bat of the game. So Luby looking for his first hit. Ball on the outside. Oh, 2 the count. Sorry, 2-0 the count, and 2 balls, 0 strikes. And Luby punches his first hit of the game to right field, where the ball is fielded and thrown back into second base. But so Blake Holt, the starting pitcher, is the right fielder now. He powerless to getting out there, and Luby gives Papanui a lead-off runner. He's going all the way to 2 and beats out the throw. So Jackson Watt 1-0. And 2-0. So a long time, I would imagine, if ever, that Jackson Watt's ever featured in the number 9 hitting slot in the lineup, but he's come into the game as a sub, and that explains why. This time he hits back to Jones, and Jones takes the out at 1. And Lubiejewski beats the throw. Good slide there by the Papanui catcher. And nice fielding off his own pitching again by Josh Jones, and as you'd expect from a guy who's been playing in the outfield and is pretty solid defensively. Up now, Drew Delator, so we're back at the top of the pipe for Papanui. This is Drew's 4th at-bat of the game. Led off with a base hit bunt in the first inning. Just jammed up a bit there and could only foul that off. And fouls off again. So Drew comes from a long softball pedigree. His mum and dad, both New Zealand representatives. Father Paul Delator, fantastic infielder for Canterbury and Wellington over the years. And his mother Susie, formerly Susie Truman, was a White Sox pitcher in the 1990s and led Canterbury to numerous national titles. And Drew gets his second hit of the game and gets an RBI in the process. That makes it 8-3. So again, just went with the pitch on that inside delivery by the lefty Josh Jones. Punches it out to right field and bats in Lubajewski in the process. So with one down, up now, Callum Bishop, another left-handed hitter. And Drew got a lot of speed and was always going to beat out that throw. So, but the pitch was called a strike, 1-1. Very open stance here by Callum Bishop, looking to power that ball to right field. But he strikes out in the process. So the first strikeout of the game for Josh Jones. And another change being made by Papanui, and all they're doing here is reversing the DP role, if you like. So Ben Watts, who has been pitching the whole game, was being hit for by the DP Marshall Cronk, but Marshall's had 3 trips to the plate, so Coach Carl McElroy decides it's Ben Watts' turn. Ben has been a handy hitter in his time, a guy who can come up with the clutch hit, but doesn't get to bat a lot because in a team with Papanui they've usually got a specialist DP and somebody who can hit for him. So ball on the outside. Ben Watts, a good all-round sportsman. A few years ago he was a flanker for the Belfast senior rugby team. I think he's given that away just to concentrate on softball and try and make the Black Sox. Fouls off. Ben's going to get himself oh no, he's not. He's been robbed of a base hit here by and the ball errored at first base. That allows Drew Delator to score run number 9 for the for Papanui. So that's Ben Watts does his job. He advances the runner and all the way to home plate actually. So so now we have Watts withdrawn and replaced at second base by Callum Bishop. Slightly speedier substitution there, if Ben Watts doesn't mind us saying, but so what it means is that we have the game-ending potential run at second base with Mitch Finney in the box. So if Papanui do score, they'll win this game under the 7-run mercy rule. So Finney swings away, got himself a good hit to right field last at bat. We'll be looking to stroke another out in that direction, which would definitely allow a base runner of Bishop's speed to score from second. So Jones consequently and understandably just throws that one on the outside, but too far for any temptation to swing. Finney fouls off. 2-2. Full count now on Mitchell Finney. Jones felt he'd done enough to earn a strike, but the umpire wasn't buying that. And a big strikeout there by Josh Jones, which means we'll definitely be going another inning. So Josh could be pretty pleased with his efforts in that inning. He struck out the Black Sox outfielder Callum Bishop and Mitchell Finney, another top representative player, and in my view a Black Sox prospect himself. So good work by Josh Jones, the relief pitcher for Richmond. So it's 9-3 now as we go into the top of the sixth. So Ben Watts, after his brief stint in the batter's box, is back on the mound. And we have no changes for Papanui as per last inning. Up leading off for the RKS Blinders will be Papamutu, the man who started their batting rally with their first hit of the game. He drove the ball really hard at first base, too hot to handle for Tyrone Bartarello there, and that gave the Blinders a bit of a spark. Can he do it again? So and strike call. So we now have Pap v Pap, Papamutu against Papanui Tigers, and that's the ball on the inside. Watts just casually does his own fielding and underarms the ball to first base to Bartarello. One down. Up Marek Osteron. Had a tidy game in the field today and looking for his first hit after a couple of strikeouts at the plate. So ball on the inside. And Delator charges that ball. The roller just flicks it over to Bartarello. Two down. Levi Beattie up, who's had a busy day at shortstop and looking now to make base for the first time. And strike call. So ball one, strike two. Ball adjudged on the outside there, so 2 and 2. And the strikeout number 11 of the game for Watts. He'll be hoping that's his last effort on the mound, because if Papanui get one more run, that will finish the game. Hey. So Josh Jones to resume on the mound for the RKS Blinders, going into the bottom of the 6th, and I think there's a defensive change out in right field for the Blinders, and that's Max Russell coming into the game, replacing Blake Holt. So up now, Adam Woon looking for his 3rd consecutive hit. He's already driven a couple of doubles to left field and picked up 2 RBIs. Been really tidy in right field as well. So a good all-round game by Adam Woon, the man from the Hawke's Bay. And Jones comes into the right-hand pitcher on the inside, gets the strike, clips the corner. This time fires it wide on the outside. Ball 2, strike 1.
On there!
And the umpires are going to confer over that. There's a dispute as to whether that ball was in foul territory or fair when it came off the glove of the substitute Max Russell. So so foul ball called, and so Woon, having run around the bases on that play, thinking he has got the game-ending error-assisted home run, now drives a 3rd hit of the game for him up the middle. So straight up the middle to centre field. Adam Woon in red-hot batting form here, batting 1,000 today for 3 hits from 3 at-bats, following his first plate appearance, which resulted in a walk. So up now, Tyron Butterillo. And Woon down to 2nd. So Woon's hit was the 9th safe hit of the game for the Papanui Tigers, who lead this game 9-3. Looking for one more run to finish it up. So if Badarillo singles, he will score Woon from second base, and that'll be the ball game. The slower pace of that delivery sort of knocked Badarillo off balance. And he fouls that one off, so remains well ahead in the count, 3-1. And Badarillo picks walk number 3 of the game for him. That'll bring up Jaden Britt, who gets the opportunity to deliver the game-sealing RBI. So a rearing rise ball there by Jones out of the strike zone. And fouled off by Britt. So Britt, going into the next game, might end up facing the pitching of his brother Ryan, who plays for the PCU Devils. Be interesting to see who they throw in that encounter. The two brothers, the sons of former Canterbury pitcher Murray Britt. And Marek Osteron does his own fielding, scampers back to third base, takes the lead runner, which was Woon, and one down. Josh Lubajewski, who got a great hit to right field last at bat. That was his first hit of the game. He's 1 from 2 today. And Jones comes in with a strike on the inside. And RKS unable to turn the double, but they do get Jaden Britt at the middle runner at second base. 2 down. Badarillo at third and Jackson Watt up to bat, and the odds would favour an RBI off the bat of the former Black Sox outfielder. Great clutch hitter at the plate. He's happy to let that first one go and catch the inside corner. Very disciplined hitter, Jackson Watt. He'll drive anything close. Makes him a dangerous hitter because he has a very high reach base average. He picks a lot of walks. He doesn't swing at rubbish. But Josh Jones hasn't been pitching too much in the way of loose stuff. He's done quite a good job in relief. So Jackson Watt, as suggested, he picks a walk. He isn't one of those. He's a power hitter. He's a clean-up hitter, but he isn't one of those guys who swings at the sake of playing percentage softball. Good softball brain on him, and he takes the walk if it's on offer and trusts his teammates behind him, which in this case is Drew Delatorre at the top of the order. So the 5th time to bat for Drew, who has a average today of 500. He's 2 from 4. And strike called. And Drew just pulls that ball foul down past first base, where the fielding's done by the Papanui assistant coach Callum Muir. Not long out of the lineup himself. First year that he's hasn't played. So Luby, the catcher, being replaced at second by Jaden Britt. Drew hangs off that, not tempted at all. 1 and 2. Two and 2. And Drew fouls off, so long at bat here for Delatour. We talked before about his parents in his last at bat, both being New Zealand internationals. His grandfather, Neville Truman, was a Canterbury player in the 50s and 60s. Real stalwart of the game who really resurrected softball in Ashburton when he moved there, and led to Mid Canterbury women in particular being very competitive at a national level. So great softball DNA for Drew Delatour. And he picks a walk, and that's going to be the game. The bases loaded, walk picked by Delatour, so the game ends 10-3 in favour of the Papanui Tigers. So not the finish that the RKS Blinders wanted, but credit them for the comeback. They were down 6-0, I believe, and then they came back to 6-3, and Josh Jones did a great job on the mound in relief. It's a bit of a shame that it had to end with that walk which ended the game. So a reminder that we'll be back soon for the top of the table clash, the game that we've been waiting for this weekend between the Papanui Tigers and PCU Devils, and that will resume very soon. Thanks to everyone for viewing today. Thanks to the umpires and scorers, and yeah, please join us again for the 5 p.m. clash.